Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is Shompriti, and I'm really glad to let you all know that I have cleared UGC NET with JRF this time, and many of my friends and other close people have requested me to make a detailed video about the strategies that I undertook while preparing for these exams. I have also qualified West Bengal SET and GATE in English this year. And in this video, we are targeting UGC NET December 2022. I don't yet know whether that will be a merged cycle or not, but I'm quite sure that it is going to take place in the year 2023. So without further ado, let's start this video. And before starting, I would like to say, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you think anyone else might be benefited from this video, please share it with them. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. So I hope this will be helpful. And if you have any further doubt and queries after this video, please let me know in the comment section, and I will also paste my email ID by the end of this video. If you do have an extensive query, please drop a mail to my email ID, and I will try as much as I can to help you out. So as you can see, I have qualified for JRF and assistant professor this time, and I have also qualified GATE. All India rank of mine was 148, and also West Bengal SET, that is state eligibility test conducted by West Bengal College Service Commission. Well, so let's dive into the video. The first suggestion from my side would be, set your priorities right. What do I mean by that? If you are undertaking a journey and you don't have the idea about the obstacles, the risks, the challenges that you might face, the boulders that might come your way, then it becomes more difficult to sort of win that journey. But if you have the paths figured out quite a bit, then it becomes easier for you to crack the journey. Journey is the metaphor here for these examinations, and this is not only about NET. This is about all competitive examinations. We all have kind of a much confusion about the syllabus, the question pattern, everything about the exam before starting out. We feel really puzzled regarding where exactly to start. But trust me, first you need to know all about the exams that you are sitting for, and then start anywhere you like. There is no definite starting point or ending point to these preparations. So first, know all about the examinations. Who are conducting them? NTA. What is the full form of NTA? Who is conducting West Bengal SET? Is it UGC? Or is it some other kind of enterprise? What is GATE? Because this is a very new concept for I'm sorry, I am down with fever. This is a very new concept for humanities and social sciences students, because GATE in English and other social sciences subjects is very new. It has been implemented in 2021. So you should appear for GATE in English, and the question pattern of GATE is much different from that of West Bengal SET and UGC NET. UGC NET and West Bengal SET have quite a similar kind of question pattern. They have 150 questions, 50 questions from paper 1, which is a general paper, 100 questions from paper 2, which is your subject. It may be English, maybe Bengali, or any other subject. For science subjects, there is CSIR NET. It's not UGC NET for science subjects. Well, and GATE is totally different. If you want, I can make a separate detailed video about GATE question patterns. And also remember that West Bengal set to 24th set, and the next GATE that will be conducted on February, they are knocking at the door. And also UGC NET 2023 is also knocking at the door, so be prepared for it. Don't be don't slouch, okay? Just don't give up and push yourself. Even if you haven't been able to crack the exams this time, don't lose your heart, and always keep preparing, always evaluate, always keep evaluating yourself, because this is the point of these examinations. Okay, you can lose it by 0.1 percentile. That does not mean that you are unworthy of it by any means. So tenacity is the key. I will come to all these perspectives by the end of this video. So right now, set your priorities right before starting out. Know about the question patterns. How are the questions marked? Well, for UGC NET and SET, there is no negative marking. For GATE, there is negative marking for a certain section of the question paper. Next, have a tight grip on the syllabus. Well, this is tricky because what is the syllabus of NET, SET, and GATE? There actually, I would say honestly, is no definite syllabus for them, because I can't speak for all subjects, but I can definitely speak for my subject, which is English, that has an ocean of syllabus. And every day, every moment, the syllabus is increasing. Every work is being produced, every movement is being procured, every act is being included. So the syllabus is ever increasing. But make sure you have a kind of blueprint of the syllabus in your hand. Okay, so there is even if there is no definite kind of watertight syllabus for it, like you had in your board exams or your 8th 9th standard, there is no definite watertight syllabus for NET, SET, GATE, but there is a pattern, there is a rough blueprint of the syllabus that you must have a grip on. Moving on, my next suggestion to you would be start right now and go slow. As I was discussing in the last suggestion part, do not waste your time thinking where to start. I suffered from it. Everyone who is starting out suffers from it. Why? Because, as I said, it is a vast syllabus, so we get lost. We often find ourselves in the midst of nowhere, and we are puzzled where exactly to start. Do we start from Anglo-Saxon period? Do we start from literary criticism? Do we start from Indian English literature? Let me tell you, you can start wherever you want. It's better to start from Middle English if you are starting from British English literature, British literature, history of English literature if you are starting from. It is better to start from Middle English period, because there is less probability of many questions coming from Anglo-Saxon period. So it's better to start from Middle English period and move forward to the age of revival, Enlightenment age, Romantic age, Victorian age to postmodern age. Make sure you start early, because as I said again, the syllabus is an ocean. You cannot mug up things. Okay, you cannot mug up things. So take one thing at a time, go slow, but stay consistent. Consistency is the key. Okay, you suppose you were studying for net for 1 week, you worked really hard, and then you just got bored of it, and you left it in the middle for like 2 weeks. So there you are losing your consistency, and that is really harmful. Okay, slow but steady wins the race. But remember the steady part. Okay, so you have to be steady, not only slow, but you have to be steady. Do not hurry because you cannot gobble up the syllabus. As I just said, be slow and wise, comprehensive and consistent. One thing at a time. You say, I will cover the literary criticism and theory part in this month. Not in this month, in this 3 weeks. And focus on that only. So take one thing at a time, complete it, and make sure you revise. I forgot to include this point in my slides, but make sure you revise because revision is very important. If you are just gathering new informations again and again and again, and you are not going back to the ones that you have already gathered, you have already noted down, then there is no point in making your own notes. So make sure you revise also. Make sure you dedicate much of your time to revision. Next, use internet wisely. We all know, we have all more or less we have all written the essay called internet. Is it a boon or a bane? And we always add this line that if you use it wisely, then it is a blessing. If you don't use it wisely, it is a curse. So it is it is true that there are plenty of sources for us. There is plenty of sources for us today, and that makes the learning process even more complicated, because when you have so many sources, you get confused even more. It is I would really suggest you to take help from ebooks, YouTube channels, different websites, but make sure that you research on your own, you cross check, you don't believe anything blindly. For summaries of novels and other works that are really lengthy, I would suggest to use the websites like Great Saver, Shmoop, which is one of the most favorite sites of mine. Cliff Notes, Park Notes, etc. They are really good for character sketches, detailed summaries, and stuff like that. Another thing, Literariness is a very good website for literary theory and criticism. What I did is I went to that site, and every literary movement and criticism and theory part, which I found really well written on this website, I took a print of those, and that really helped me. Like, if you want to study Foucault, Michel Foucault, in detail. But say, if you don't have to study everything in detail, you need to gather the information. So you have to know what not to read. Sometimes we just start out and we start studying in a detailed manner that we are unable to complete the journey. Like, we are stuck in deconstruction only. We are stuck in this structuralism only. We are stuck in post-colonial literature, and we don't get time to cover Indian literature, British literature, literary criticism, theory, and other parts. So make sure that you study comprehensively and you choose your points wisely. And after visiting all these internet sources, you make your own notes. YouTube channels like Kalyani Vallat, Arpita Karwa, to a certain extent. Kalyani Vallat's channel I really liked. I really personally liked because of the authentic information she provides. We have channels like Limitless Literature. Study Lovers is a great channel for knowing the storylines of important works. But there are other channels which I will not mention that totally live live by clickbaits. Like, there are clickbaits like crack net in 20 days, how to crack JRF without any preparation. Well, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So don't just click on these videos to have to kind of have any shortcuts towards your success. There is no shortcut to your success. Everyone's journey is different, and you have to struggle. You have to study. You have to study to bag your JRF. You have to study to secure to qualify net. So don't believe in clickbaits. Cross check. Don't believe anything blindly. And giving this, make your own notes. No matter how many books you are reading, which sources you are using, how many YouTube channels you are referring to, always read more and more. Always do your own research. Don't be limited to anything that anyone is providing you, and make your own notes, which is very vital. While making your own notes, use different colored highlighters, make flowcharts while it comes to plays, the acts, the characters. Flowcharts are really helpful. Use mnemonics, mind maps. Use your whiteboard. I really did this. I don't know if it helps anyone, but I suggested this to a couple of my students and they said it was really helpful. So I taught myself. I had this tendency to teach myself since I was a child. Whenever I found any topic or anything complicated, I used to explain it to on a whiteboard with a marker or a blackboard with a chalk, uh, as if I am teaching this to my students. But there was no one. I was just explaining it to myself as if I'm explaining it to students. And that kind of entangled any kind of complicated topic for me. You can try this, especially for complicated literary theories, criticisms, literary terms, this kind of things. Okay. Here I would like to stop sharing this, and I would like to show you how I want to give you a glimpse of how I made my notes and my um wallpapers. These are my wallpapers. So this was the wall that the wallpaper that I made. I cut papers and glued them to the wall to make a visual book. Every time I looked at the wall, I was reminded of the history of literature. It's like was a timeline, a sequence, and important things that I was unable to kind of remember. Sometimes you do need to mug up things like dates and stuff like that. So whenever I was unable to remember something, whenever I was unable to get something straight, so I would paste it to the wall so that every time I look at the wall, I'm reminded of that. Now I will give you another glimpse of my my notebooks. Well, sorry, I am unable to show you my notebooks right now because some internal problem is occurring. Anyways, let me go back. Let me try again. Yeah. So that was all. I would say that make if you want any more detailed information about my notes, please reach out to me. Well, let's go back to the, yeah, as I just mentioned, studying previous year's papers is really important. At least past 10 years question papers should be studied thoroughly, and it's not like solving them. It's just you are just gathering the past 10 years papers and you are solving them. No, it's not enough. You have to study the questions, every aspect of the questions. And suppose for a question A, B, C, D options are given and D option is the correct option, that does not mean that you will leave A, B, C options. You have to study A, B, C options also, because there is a fair chance of questions coming from those A, B, C options as well. And embrace the randomness. Okay, don't always think that questions will come you don't have to always study systematically. It's not that questions will come systematically. It's not that Victorian question from Victorian age will come right after questions from romantic age in the exam. So sometimes embrace the randomness. The syllabus of English literature is not about English literature only. There is Indian literature, there is Indian English literature, there is literary theory and criticism, there is post colonial literature, which is an entire very important body of literature in itself, and is being given one of like most importance right now. There is cultural studies, which is also a very, very kind of a very trendy subject right now, I would say. There is European literature like German, French, Russian. There is literary theory and criticism, I have already mentioned. There is English in India. There is research methodology. So, where do you start? There is no kind of specific pattern to it. So, sometimes you need to hug, you need to embrace the randomness. Okay, don't get disheartened by the randomness, but love it. Next, try to track how NT is shifting their perspective. What area is being given more importance day by day? With each exam, you can see that importance on some areas is being given more and more. Like these days, LGBTQ studies, cultural studies, there is uh, post-colonial studies, this kind of things are given more importance day by day. So you need to shift your focus more on these topics. Okay, remember, mugging up things will never help, as I am repeating it again and again. You need to know the concept. You need to understand the concept. Do not underestimate the power of paper one, of course, because it is a game changer. Be aware of the syllabus of paper one. If you want, I can make a detailed another video for paper one, because the time is really limited for this video, so I won't go in detail for in this video about paper one. But always remember that give 15 to 20 minutes every day for paper one. Don't underestimate it, because many students neglect paper one, then this affects their overall result negatively. I really personally prepared well for paper one. It is not really very difficult, and it really helped me to gather to bag my JRF. So when you are aiming at JRF, it is really important that you practice paper one and you put importance in paper one. Do not let things distract you. You might appear for mock tests, you might appear for quizzes, but do not let those results and those commentaries get you down. Okay, participate for in quizzes, but to learn, not to win. But sometimes happens that it is really important to appear in mock tests, but sometimes if you don't do well in mock tests, you become really disheartened and you kind of start feeling yourself unworthy. That is not true. Don't be distracted by what other people say. Journey of NET JRF is different for different people. Your struggle is on your own, and it is not in any way invalid. Do not take too much stress. This is the key. This is the mantra, because I take much stress in everything, and that affected my result of NET in the last year very negatively. I was so well prepared, but I was so stressed in the exam hall that I missed even my NET last time for 0.5 percentile. So being stressed out while preparing for competitive exams is really normal, but try not to let that affect your life too much. In the examination hall, that 3 hours are important. If you are really stressed, then you might not be able to attempt answer the questions correctly, which you can attempt correctly if you are not in stress. So when you are not feeling like studying, just get yourself some air of relaxation. Watch some movies, maybe the ones adapted from important literary works. Productive relaxation, I would say. So I've mentioned that I'm very much in opposition with the Marxist idea of productive culture. It's that every time you have to be productive. I'm really in opposition with that. You need to relax, and you can do whatever you want. You don't always think that you have to be productive. So not that, but even when exam is knocking at the door and you are not feeling like studying, then you can watch a movie or two about the literary works. That will help you and that will relax you. Know how to utilize the 3 hours in the exam hall. Try to keep your anxiety at bay in the exam hall, because those 3 hours matter the most. Manage your time wisely. It is very important because it is an online exam. It is auto submit, and you need to utilize your time. You cannot spend all 3 hours or 2 hours for paper one, and then you have 1 hour or a few minutes left for your paper two. That is not really a wise time management. And to manage that time, you need to practice mock tests at home. Okay, but remember, the mock tests do not state your merit. And also, very importantly, sorry, do not leave any question unattempted. Do not leave any question unattempted. This is the positive side of NET, that you have no negative marking. So make sure that you utilize that privilege. And last but not the least, keep your tenacity intact. These competitive exams do not define your merit. Those who have cleared NET, and even those who have cleared CRF, including mine, I congratulate you all. You have well done. Even those who have not been able to crack this exam, this does not mean in any way that you are unworthy. It does not mean any way that you did not study enough or you are not worthy of it. Sometimes it is a matter of luck also. The thing that you need is a tenacity to overcome the extreme urge to give up. I have seen people who has appeared for these exams for 10 times, 11 times, but still they were not able to crack it. Sometimes the professors even sit for these exams and they are unable to crack it. Sometimes people just sit for one time and they crack this exam in the first attempt. They bag their sheriff in the first attempt. You cannot predict these things. You should evaluate yourself, your performance each time. Do not compare yourself to others. Do not lose hope or faith. Okay, it is just an exam. It does not define your worth, but you will give your best. The rest is not in your hand. Remember, experience and tenacity are the keys. So that was all. Thank you so much for watching. I really tried to cover all these in a very short span of time, and I fumbled a lot and a lot of noise came in. So I'm really sorry if those were distracting, but I hope I was able to help you quite a bit. But if you have any question, any doubt, any objection, anything to say, just reach out to me. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you have any extensive a query or anything else, you can even drop me a message in the email ID that you can see on the screen. Like my video, comment and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. And buckle up, because UGC NET 2023, West Bengal SET 2023, and GATE 2023, they all are knocking at the door. So buckle up, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.